Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. It's a big week packed with some exciting stuff, lots of good things to talk about. Going to start with the Marvel guys this week because this is Black Panther Annual #1. Can't say enough about how popular this guy is right now. Everybody should be picking this book up today. Everybody should be following their current title. While you're picking this up, grab some trade paperbacks of the classic stuff, the more modern series that he's been doing. Lots and lots of great Black Panther material out there. So if you don't have a giant stash of Black Panther comics, you're really missing out. So this double-sized one-shot with lots of stories, it's a great place to start. Everybody loving Black Panther these days. Infinity Countdown Prime is the second part of Marvel's new big thing, following up from the Infinity Countdown Adam Warlock from a couple of weeks ago. Still got a couple of those in stock. This one's going to be huge, sort of, based on what's going on with the upcoming movie, of course, but in its own Marvel Universe style. X-Men Gold 22. Been talking about what a great time it is to be an X-Men fan. With X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue, now there's X-Men Red, and this guy, Astonishing X-Men. This is Astonishing X-Men 8. You'll want to grab the trade paperback for the first 6 issues. Grab that reprint to 7 and catch up to this week's 8. Lot going on in this title. If you're a lapsed X-Men fan, lots of good X books out there, but I might suggest even over Gold or Blue starting with this one because Astonishing is pretty awesome. Last issue of Generation X rounds out your X books for the week. The Avengers 681 continues their weekly onslaught. This whole thing started back in 675. We got reprints of 675, 676. You want to catch up to this one as soon as possible because, like I said, all the others are over. Avengers is now weekly with all the different teams stuffed into one book. Great stuff. Amazing Spider-Man keeps right on rolling. This book has been really red hot lately. A lot going on. Don't want to say too much about it, but the last issue had a pretty big deal, and like I say, just a lot going on in Amazing Spider-Man. And as I always say, worth it just for those Alex Ross covers. Cool stuff. Venom also picking up a lot of steam these days with his upcoming movie and whatnot. Selling more and more issues of Venom all the time. So if you're not following this series, you may want to jump in on this one and see what all the hubbub's about. Daredevil and Luke Cage, a couple of your Netflix superstars, they form a team called The Defenders. This is your last issue of this book because Brian Michael Bendis is jumping ship, so they're wrapping this one up. Jessica Jones will have just a couple more issues, but this title's been really solid, so if it's gotten by you, if it's snuck under your radar, then grab all 10 issues and catch up because cool stuff. And Doctor Strange gets a new title this week with Damnation #1. It's a new mini to go along with his ongoing series because everybody's loving the Doctor these days. The Mighty Thor. It's just a couple issues away from her grisly demise. That's not a spoiler. It's called Death of Mighty Thor. Incredible Hulk and Deadpool vs. Old Man Logan wrap up your Marvel stuff for the week. Good week for those guys. Huge week for DC. I'm always saying it's a big week for this guy. This is Batman #41. This is probably the most popular comic in comics these days. Can't say enough about this guy. But as I always say, it's a big week for Batman, and this is a good week to show you some examples of what I'm talking about. Because there's the main Batman title. There's Batman and the Signal. 3-issue mini that's rolling out from some of this metal stuff and different things that's going on. There's Batman Sins of the Father #1. That's your video game tie-in book for the week. There's Batman teaming up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's Batman teaming up with Wonder Woman in a brand new miniseries with art from Liam Sharp. There's Batman teaming up with Superman and Wonder Woman and Warlord. There's the son of Batman teaming up with the son of Superman. There's Batman teaming up with the rest of the Justice League. There's Batman in drag. I mean, no, it isn't. That's Batwoman. There's Batman's sidekick. There's Batman's greatest villain sidekick. There's all kinds of different things that they do with Batman. I know I'm being a little bit facetious, but the truth is that they do all kinds of cool things with him. They can do anything they want. He fits in just about anywhere in any kind of universe. That's why he's a staple of the comic book industry. And here's his best friend, Superman. One of my favorite titles. A lot going on in these super books these days, with Superman Action Comics reaching almost issue 1000. If you're not following a super title, you're really missing out these days. Green Lanterns is another book I've really been encouraging folks to get into. This one and Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps are really solid these days. So if you used to like Green Lantern, if you've been holding out for a while, jump back in because both titles are really solid. Aquaman. A little like Spider-Man, you know, this book has had really, really great covers all along. It's been a very solid title. I know a lot of people don't read Aquaman, but you really should, especially as his movie's going to be rolling out. He's getting a little more popular all the time. Damage wraps up your DCU proper stuff, but as always, there's more DC to talk about, like Cave Carson teaming up with Swamp Thing. This is part 4 of your Milk Wars stuff that's been going on through all the Young Animal titles. This is Bombshells United, another extracurricular DC universe. This is Future Quest Presents, because what they've been doing with all their Hanna-Barbera stuff is so super awesome that I don't have time to even explain it all. But Future Quest is super awesome. This one's got Birdman. Deathbed, #1, is your Vertigo book for the week. Always encouraging you guys to jump in on those new Vertigo titles. Injustice 2 is your other video game tie-in book along with Batman Sins of the Father. And Teen Titans Go rounds out your DC stuff. All kinds of new fun and exciting stuff rolling out from DC each and every week. They do a whole lot more than just their superhero stuff. And speaking of a whole lot more, what a fantastic week for all the other guys too. Hellboy and the BPRD gets a one-shot this week. You know, I never miss a chance to talk up some Mike Mignola. That guy owes me a residual check. I talk about him every single week because he's super awesome and does a million great titles. But the one I wanted to get to is this. This is Matahari #1. This is another book from the Berger books that's been rolling out from Dark Horse. Karen Berger is one of the great geniuses of comics, and she's got an amazing eye for talent. Really encourage you guys to grab Hungry Ghosts, Incognegro, this week's Matahari #1. Can't say enough about Karen Berger, about Berger books, about Dark Horse. Great stories, great art, great characters. I mean, that's why we all read comics, right? And Wonder Woman Conan rounds out my Dark Horse stuff for the week. Lots of great team-ups going on these days. Be talking a little bit more about this in just a minute, but what's cooler than Wonder Woman and Conan? What a great week for Image. Here's Hit Girl #1, following up from Kick-Ass #1 from last week. Everybody loves some Kick-Ass. Everybody loves some Hit Girl. That's fun stuff. Monstrous is another huge, huge book from Image. Can't say enough about this book. Can't say enough about what beautiful art is in this title. Grab the Image First #1 to see what the book's about, or just dive into those trade paperbacks and pick up number 12, this week's 13. Catch up on that because that's great stuff. Sex Criminals. Moonshine. A couple more of Image's huge books, but the one I wanted to get to is Ice Cream Man. This is, man, what Image does best. It's just unique and fun and cool. It's a little bit horror, just slightly comedy. I mean, it's an Ice Cream Man. We've got reprints of the first issue. This is the second issue. You definitely want to be getting up on this. Like I say, just something really different from what we see. Red Sonja and Vampirella are my 2 Dynamite books for the week. There's always lots of other Dynamite stuff, but I like to focus on these 2. They do a great job with their licensed property stuff. If you're a Sonja fan, if you're a Vampirella fan, if you're a Battlestar Galactica fan, whatever it is that you're into that Dynamite does, they do it really well. Give me some Vampirella. Kong on the Planet of the Apes. Much like Wonder Woman Conan, it's all right there in the title. This is, boy, one of my favorite books of all time. From concept to execution, they just do a fantastic job, as Boom always has with their Planet of the Apes books. Can't say enough about their entire line of the POTA. Grab those trade paperbacks, grab these recent issues of Kong. If you're any kind of Planet of the Apes fan, if you're any kind of science fiction fan, like I say, they just do a stellar job with this. Great stories, great art. As I say, it's all right there in the title. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is your Boom Studios book of the week, because everybody loves the MMPR. Archie's number 5 is your Archie book of the week, along with some of their all ages stuff. Really been encouraging you guys to check out some Archie stuff like Afterlife or Sabrina, the regular Archie title, this one that's about the band. Be talking just a little bit more about the indie stuff in just a minute. Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe is your Valiant book of the week. And last but not least, Tangled is your all ages title for the week, because I love what everybody's doing with their different Disney stuff. IDW is doing a great job with the all ages Disney things. Fun stuff there. Great week of stuff, so make sure you check those shipping lists, get down to your shop, pick up something super awesome. Want to mention that this week is the last of our publisher sales. This Saturday and Sunday, all the indie guys are on sale. We've done Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, Image, Dynamite, IDW. This weekend is everybody else. Really want to encourage you guys to get down here, try something new, try something different. This is a really great opportunity to pick up something from one of these books that I'm always talking about here at the end of the video, like Valiant, Archie. I just love all the stuff that Archie's doing these days, so you really owe it to yourself to get down here, pick up one of these trade paperbacks, pick up an issue of something cool, something different. There's 1,000 publishers out there. They're all doing great books. There's a book from an indie publisher for any kind of comic book fan. So like I say, really encourage folks to get out to the indie sale. Take advantage of that 25% off to find something new, fun, different, and exciting. That's all I got for you for this week. You can check us out at Facebook, check us out at blackcatcomics.biz, check out our cool YouTube channel, check out our podcast at soundcloud.com, or just get on down here to the good old brick and mortar here in Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.